Welcome to the 7th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast, the podcast where four friends talk about their one love for sports. If you haven't checked out our last episode, make sure to do so and hear us talk about and discuss the restart of both the NBA and MLB season. Also, make sure to check out our social media accounts and give us a follow. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Fourth Inning Pod. Today's episode includes 6 segments that will cover the MLB and college football. I'm now going to give the floor to Matt, as he's going to give you guys a recap of the past week in the sports world.
Welcome to This Week in Sports, where I go over everything in the sports world over the last week. We start off in South Korea for the KBO. The NC Dinos are in a commanding lead at 33-16, and the Hanwha Eagles are in last place at 13-40.
I believe the Dinos had a 6-run comeback in the 9th inning this past week, so
Did you watch some KBO?
I was watching some highlights. I did
Good.
see some highlights.
Ben Sung Kim leads the KBO with a .378 batting average, and Miguel Rojas Jr. leads the league with 19 homers.
So Jose Fernandez did not make an appearance this week?
He didn't. I think he's slumping.
And that's not Miguel Rojas' son.
That's not
well,
Miguel.
it is.
Yeah,
just a different one.
It's not the major. It's not the MLB's Miguel Rojas' relative. It's a different one. Next, we move on to the MLB with some less fun news, as Freddie Freeman has tested positive for the corona and will not start the 2020 season. Some other big names are debating playing too, like Mike Trout. How would you guys think this would affect baseball as a whole?
You know, there's been some other names that are sitting out, like Ryan Zimmerman, I believe, is one.
Yeah.
The Nationals have had a few. So I think it'll be something to watch out for, who plays, who doesn't. And I think it could definitely, it will affect the season. And I think it could ultimately be a factor in who wins the championship, just based off of some teams if their stars sit out.
Yeah, it's not good for baseball, but at least they're playing.
That's true.
And lastly, we move on to some lighter news as we cover the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Every 4th of July, the best eaters in the world gather at Coney Island and eat as many hot dogs as they can in 10 minutes.
You said the best eaters?
The best eaters in the world.
That's true.
Joey Chestnut, I believe, ate 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
And
that
that broke his previous record of 74.
That's improvement.
Yeah,
That's improvement by
He's
one.
getting better every year.
I know, it's crazy how he eats those hot dogs.
And with no crowd.
Yeah, with no crowd today.
It's hard to get momentum or anything.
Yeah,
it is. He talked about it.
He talked about how he was more focused.
He talked about it was harder to get through it without a crowd pushing him on.
Yeah, it's good. It's good seeing some the lighter side of sports.
Well, what about
sports?
Mickey Sudo? Mickey Sudo won the women's, and she beat. Is there something funny about that? She set a new record of 48 and a half, I think, in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 40 and a half. That's impressive.
She won by a lot. I don't even think some of them reached 10.
It was.
I don't think they did.
She had 48.
There were some of them that were just chilling, like they were just enjoying some hot dogs.
Hey, that's fine. It was a big record-setting day for the hot dog eating, and it was fun to watch.
Joey Chestnut becomes the most winning.
The winningest,
championship, where in
he has
more respective sport,
more like rings than Michael Jordan and I forget who was the other one. Michael Jordan and someone combined.
A lot of people.
Well, he has 13, and that's the most for a sport.
That's the most in any single tournament ever for anybody.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Russell does have 11
championships.
13
is more than 11.
Yeah, 13.
So.
Yeah. It was.
But I was just saying, if you add that to the Jordan thing, 11 plus 6 is not less than 13.
It's 17.
So. Joey Chestnut's a champ.
It's good to see some hot dog eating sometimes, and now I'll pass it on to Tristan for Let's Rank.
Welcome to Let's Rank It, and today we'll each be listing 5 college football sleeper teams for the 2020 season. I'm going to start with North Carolina, as they have Sam Howell and great coaching.
I also have North Carolina on my list. I think Sam Howell is a very intriguing prospect. I definitely think he can be up there in the Heisman voting this year, and I'm excited to watch them play.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think they're a sleeper team. They're flying under the radar for sure. Not known for necessarily being a good football school, but they're looking really good with Sam Howell leading the charge.
Yeah, guys, I got North Carolina as well. I think they're a sleeper team, and they're a team to watch out for coming out of the ACC.
All right, next I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, as they have Chuba, a somewhat easy schedule, and lots of talent.
A team I got on this list, Arizona State. I'm a huge fan of their quarterback, Jayden Daniels. I think he's going to continue to get better. And last year they had some huge wins, like Washington State on the road. That was a big win. And they also beat Oregon a game where Oregon really had to win for their chances to improve to make the playoff, and Arizona State came up on top. So I'm excited to watch them play this year.
Yeah, I got the Sun Devils on my list too. Just an exciting team and definitely flying under the radar this year. They got a solid defense, a lot of returning stars.
Yeah, they return a lot of production.
Yeah, and just they're a team to look out for.
I got Texas A&M here. They're returning almost all of their starters, and they're well equipped to make a run in the SEC.
Next, I'm going to have to go with Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky is also a team I have on my list here. I mean, they have an explosive offense. They have a great O-line, and Mark Stoops, a defensive-minded head coach, is really going to help guys like DeAndre Square and Quentin Bohanna continue to improve. And I think both those guys will be intriguing prospects for next year's NFL draft.
I also have Kentucky here. They have a great defense, and their O-line is one of the best in the country.
Yeah, so is their secondary. They have a great secondary.
I believe they gave up tied for the least passing touchdowns.
I believe they were up there with Ohio State.
Yeah, them and Ohio State were tied, and they also, I think, have one of the most explosive offenses in college football.
I have the Hurricanes of Miami on my list. They also obviously got Tit Martell as a transfer this past year. He got beat out for that starting spot in camp if you want to call it that. But I think he'll be in that starting QB role by the end of the year.
You think over De'Aaron King?
Yeah, and I just
Really?
I think he'll take over. He's used to be one of the biggest prospects out of high school, his class, and just been sitting the bench in college so far.
He's got his chance.
He's had a really tough experience so far in college. He's even thought about moving to the wide receiver position to get playing time, but I think he'll take over, and I think they got a lot of talent and they could really do something.
Next, I'm going to have to go with Wisconsin. They have a pretty good defense, and they have not an easy schedule. They have like one or two tough games.
Yeah, I also have Wisconsin here. I believe they had the fourth best defense in college football if you look at total defense stats last year. And I see them, if everything goes well, they could compete for a Big Ten championship.
I have Notre Dame on my list, and they're not like these other teams because they're obviously going to be a top 20 team this year, like they are pretty much every year. But they're flying under the radar because I think they're going to be a little bit better than a lot of people think they will. Returning a lot of players, especially their star quarterback, Ian Book, who's projected to take a big jump this year in production. And he did lose two of his main pass catchers in Cole Kmet and Chase Claypool, but he's talented. He can run when he needs to, and he can stay in the pocket and pass to pretty much anyone.
Yeah, Notre Dame's also a team I have on my list. They finished 11-2 last year. Had some close games, but they definitely have a chance to prove themselves this year against a Clemson team on the road. So if they can win that game, they'll definitely have a chance to make the playoff if they take care of business.
And finally, I'm going to have to go with TCU. They're gonna play Oklahoma, but they lost Jalen Hurts, so they won't be as great. They have many offensive weapons, but defense still isn't that great.
Yeah, my last team here is Illinois. Obviously, not a popular team, and they won't be a team to get any playoff talk whatsoever. But they have a super easy schedule to start up the season, and they returned a huge amount of their production on both sides of the ball. Last year, they had a big bowl win against California, so I'm excited to see them in the Big Ten West, see what they can do.
They've been known for their upset wins.
They have.
For a while.
They beat Wisconsin last year.
Yeah, if they can just win those. My last team is Texas, and they've been disappointing the past couple years, but Sam Ehlinger is coming in for another year, and I think he's gonna take a big jump up and maybe even get a Heisman, maybe even be a Heisman candidate. And that team just got a lot of talent, good defense, and a lot of returning talent.
Yeah, I also have Texas here. What Blake said, they have a great offense and a good defense as well, and I see them competing in the Big 12 as well.
After the break, I'll pass it off to Blake with predictions on the 2020 MLB award winners.
Welcome back to the show. New segment called Podcast Predictions. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to be predicting things, and today we are predicting the awards for the MLB season. Kicking it off with the big one, MVP. So I'll start with the AL, and I actually think it's going to be Anthony Rendon. coming off a good year, and I think he'll just carry it into this short season.
I'm going to have to go with Mike Trout. I mean, it's Mike Trout. Hopefully he has another great year and he can beat out all the other players.
I also have Mike Trout here, but I do think if anyone besides Mike Trout, this is a sleeper here, but I'm going to go Rafael Devers. Last year he got really hot certain part of the year. With the 60-game season, I definitely think if he can get hot to get going, he can stay hot throughout it. But Mike Trout's my pick, but I think Devers is someone to watch out for.
Yep.
I have Mike Trout here too. I mean, you can't really do him wrong. I mean, there's no one in the AL that's really going to be close to Mike Trout in this season if he plays.
All right, now let's talk about the NL. I actually have a hot take here with Bryce Harper. He always starts the season hot, and with the shortened season, that may just be enough to inflate his numbers and make him seem a lot better than they would be in a 162-game season. And I just think he's a real candidate this year.
I'm going to go with Christian Yelich. I feel like after his injury, he's just going to come back and get mad that he got hurt last year, and he's going to win it this year.
He should have won it last year if he wasn't hurt for sure. In the NL, I'm going to go with Ronald Acuna. Great player, great all-around player, can do it all. I think if he can continue to do what he's been doing, especially last year, he can definitely make a run for the MVP.
For the National League, I got Mookie Betts. He was obviously traded to Los Angeles this year, and I think the new environment and the winning environment with the Dodgers.
Oh, are you saying?
No, but
right.
it's a consistent winning environment. Not that the Red Sox aren't, because they are also good, but I think he'll excel in Los Angeles.
I mean, he won an MVP in Boston, so
He
it's
did, but I think he'll excel again.
okay. That's fair enough.
All right, well, moving on to the Rookie of the Year. In the AL, I have Nate Pearson, pitcher for the Blue Jays.
Ooh.
He's one of the nastiest pitching prospects right now in the Blue Jays
can
organization.
bring it.
Yeah, and he
can bring
pumps. He's up 102, not 102 maybe. That's
He is 102.
Yeah, that's crazy.
102,
for a
103.
young player.
Wow. I'm going to have to go with Luis Robert. I mean, he's just a great player, and I think I mean, I haven't watched him play much, but, I just feel like
He sounds good.
He sounds
He
good.
sounds good.
My AL Rookie of the Year prediction is Brendan McKay, starting pitcher from the Rays. Last year, he bounced between AA and AAA, obviously AAA towards the end of the season, but he held a 1.1 ERA with a WHIP less than .8. So that's beyond impressive,
Yeah.
and I think he'll start the year in the majors, and I'm really excited to watch this kid play the game.
I have Joe Adele winning Rookie of the Year for the American League. I see a lot of potential and a lot of upside if he gets hot, and yeah.
All right, moving to the National League for Rookie of the Year. I have Carter Cubum of the Nationals. I think he's going to win that third base spot that opened up because of the Rendon trade. And if he takes that over, I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think he could just take the league by storm.
Yep, I think I'm going to go with him, too. I think he's going to, like Blake said, take the lead by storm.
Yeah.
My prediction for NL Rookie of the Year is going to be Gavin Lux from the Dodgers. Last year, he got called up. He didn't do too hot, but I definitely think with a little bit of experience, he can definitely showcase his talent, and I think he'll win the Rookie of the Year in the National League.
For the National League, I have another Dodger, Dustin May.
Oof.
He's kind of a bit of an unknown player. He throws a 100 to 103 mile an hour sinker with a 93 mile an hour.
That's not true.
Wow, you think he's throwing a sinker as fast as the Aroldis Chapman throws a fastball?
No
Look
way.
it up.
I will.
103.
I will.
I'm going to go look up his highlight reel right now.
Let's
You
see.
can. He has a ton of potential. I'm
You
excited.
said it's his sinker?
I'm excited to see what he can do.
Well, it said right here he got up to 98. That's his high.
Not 100 to 103.
I looked on MLB.com and it said 103.
All right, moving on to the Cy Young. Start in the AL, and I think this one's pretty obvious. It's got to be Garrett Cole of the Yankees for obvious reasons. Just one of the best pitchers in the league. Huge contract this past year, and I think he's going to live up to the hype. And
I'm going to have to go with Justin Verlander.
again, you
Yeah.
think he's going back to back.
Yeah. I
Wow.
feel like he might. Like, the cheating scandal won't change him, but I feel like
Well, he's
He's gonna
pitching, so it didn't really affect him.
Well,
anyways.
his cheating scandal was frustrating.
Yeah, but I'm going to agree with Blake here. I got Garrett Cole as my AL Cy Young winner. I think him and Severino, hopefully Tanaka gets back. Did you guys see what happened?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah.
I think he said he was feeling all right by the end of the day.
Well, that's good. If he can join that rotation, I think it'll make Garrett Cole look even better. But Garrett Cole's dominant. He was dominant in Houston, and I expect him to be dominant in the Bronx. So I'm excited to watch him pitch, and he's my prediction for AL Cy Young.
For the American League, for Cy Young, I have Mike Clevenger. He's flown a bit under the radar.
Clevenger, huh?
Among a lot of people, but Cleveland trusts him. I mean,
Yeah, he's their number one.
yeah, he's their
Yeah.
number one, and they got rid of Corey Kluber, and that just shows how much they trust in Mike Clevenger to be the
Yeah,
future.
he's a great pitcher.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good. Moving on to the National League, I think DeGrom's gonna three-peat. I think he's the best pitcher in the league right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
I'm also gonna go with Jacob DeGrom. He's just a great pitcher, and he's gonna three-peat. It's very hard, but he'll pull it off.
I believe in one episode I believe in one episode Tristan called Jacob DeGrom beautiful. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't mean by that. Just like his mechanics.
Mechanics,
Yeah.
beautiful mechanics.
But it's-
my NL Cy Young prediction, a bit of a sleeper here. Jack Flaherty. Last year,
I was about to say that. Yeah.
after the All-Star break, took the NL by storm. Took the NL, is it Central by storm? Is that what-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took that division by storm. His ERA after the All-Star break was insane, almost unseen. And I think if he can continue to keep that up, he's going to be fun to watch, and that's why he's my NL Cy Young prediction.
that depends on if he can carry that in or begin the season like he did last year.
Exactly.
So.
National League Cy Young, I got Luis Castillo from the Cincinnati Reds.
Is that right?
biased.
A
Wow.
little
No.
biased.
Yeah,
No,
just,
it's
just
not-
a little bit.
Well, considering
I think he will be
he
nasty.
was-
He'll be good.
He was top 3 in the Cy Young until his midseason fall off. He has a live arm. He can throw 96, 97 consistently in a start. He has probably one of the best changeups in the game and a nasty slider.
He does have a good
And
chance.
Yeah,
I
changeup
see
gross.
Luis Castillo being almost unhittable this year.
Unhittable, huh?
That's bold. All right, moving on to the home run leaders. In American League, I think it's going to be Joey Gallo, known for hitting absolute bombs. Doesn't really do anything else.
Really?
Ooh.
That was an unnecessary comment,
Okay,
Matt. That's
come on,
relevant.
Matt.
As
You're
Matt would say,
Talking about
that's
home run
irrelevant.
leaders, he's hitting a
That's
home run.
irrelevant.
All right, back to it. I'm gonna go with Joey Gallo. Also, I mean, he just hits bombs, and that's
Bombs.
good.
He does. He's a great power hitter.
My prediction for home run leader in the AL is going to be Jorge Soler from the Royals. He had over 50 home runs last year. I think he can continue to keep that up. So I think he's someone to watch out
Back-to-back.
for.
I have Jorge Soler as well.
Yep.
He's overlooked when it comes to
It's a shame he plays
Yeah.
for the Royals.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
was he third last year?
I believe he was third.
Number
yeah.
one
Yeah.
in the AL.
Yeah,
Yes.
number one in the AL.
All right, moving on to the National League, I think Pete Alonso is going to do it again. Unlike Matthew, who for some reason hates the guy and thinks he's going to have a very big
You
sophomore
think he's gonna hit
slump.
27 home runs? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
I think he'll be in
24,
the high
27?
40s, low 50s again.
Whoa,
In
in a
60
60-game
games?
season?
Oh,
Whoa!
no, wait, yeah.
Whoa,
Okay, my
whoa,
bad.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
That is
whoa.
my fault. I think he'll be in the 20s.
Okay, that's
I'm also
fair.
gonna go with Pete Alonso, but maybe Matt did predict it. The 27 home runs next year.
Okay, but we recorded episode 1 way before this was even.
But
a
hey, he felt the
If
27.
if he hits 27, I
That's
will
gonna
jump
be
into a
nuts.
pond fully clothed. Oh my goodness.
That will be something. Make sure to, viewers, if you heard what Blake just said right there,
Save
make
that.
sure to save that. We're gonna make sure he keeps up to his word. But my NL home run
I'm a
leader is gonna.
trustworthy guy.
He's a trustworthy guy. My NL home run leader is going to be Cody Bellinger. I think he repeats what he does last year, and I think he continues to stay hot from behind the plate.
I got a pretty big hot take. I wasn't really thinking when I put this down, but I have Kyle Schwarber.
Oh boy!
Wow.
He hit 38 home runs last year, and I think if he stays healthy and he puts it all together, then he could have a good season and hit the most home runs.
I don't even think he's going to hit the most home runs on his own team.
I couldn't tell you.
Sure.
I'm no.
Well, with the
fortune
AL
teller.
DH, he might get that DH
Yeah, he
spot.
could
Yeah,
and,
DH.
that's true.
That's not going to happen.
In the 2016 World Series, he proved to be a dangerous designated hitter.
2016.
That wasn't that long ago.
It was
Only
4
4
years
years.
ago. That's quite some time.
Nothing's changed.
The world's the same.
All right, moving on to our World Series predictions. I have a New York matchup here with the Yankees versus the Mets, and I actually think that the Mets are gonna pull off the upset and beat the Yankees.
I'm going to have to go with Braves versus Yankees. I feel like that, but the Yankees are going to pull it off and win it.
I have the same matchup as Tristan. I got Braves, Yankees, and I think the Braves
Wow.
are actually going to come out of this.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Freddie Freeman,
Good underdog story.
you love the underdog story as well as their Seminole chant.
Yeah.
They're
He
tomahawk
likes, he
chop.
likes the rags the richish story, like you said in the.
Yeah.
We're talking about Rocky and our outside the box.
I
Oh,
do. If you haven't seen that, go give it a look.
Outside the Box, episode 1. But yeah, I think if Freddie Freeman can get back from recovering from COVID-19, he can. I sound so smart when I say that.
That's why I said the
COVID.
Corona. I said the Corona. And
You just say, like he really didn't say Corona.
I have a bit of a throwback here from the bicentennial year 1976. The Yankees and Reds are going to meet up in the World Series again.
Oh no!
I think well the Reds have the tools to get hot
Yeah, like
and make
Luis
it to the World
Castillo,
Series.
right?
Yeah, like the Cy Young winning Luis Castillo. And I think the Yankees will win this one at 6. Begrudgingly, I don't want the Yankees to win, but I think it'll be hard for the Reds pitching staff, even though they're good.
It's hard for him to say it.
It'll be hard for the Reds bullpen and pitching staff to keep up with those Yankee bats.
Even the Cy Young winner.
6 games, so he could win.
That's
yeah,
okay, fair
he
enough.
could win a few.
All right, and finally, we're going to talk about who our World Series MVPs are. Mine is going to be Michael Conforto, lesser-known player on the Mets. I just think he might step up and play a big role in that series.
I'm gonna have to go with Garrett Cole. I mean, like, come on. I mean, it's pretty basic, but I don't feel like anyone else will just take over. And
As I talked about earlier with Freddie Freeman, I think he's going to dominate the league, and I think he's going to win the World Series MVP when the Braves get there.
When the Yankees win the World Series, I think Luis Severino will win the World Series MVP.
Really?
I think
coming off Tommy
Strasburg story.
John.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to
I
shut
like
down
it.
the
I like
Reds' hot bats,
It's not going to be Garrett Cole. It's going to be Severino.
It'll be Severino.
Yeah, actually, last year the Reds beat Garrett Cole
Oh,
wow.
en route to a 3-game sweep of the Houston Astros.
oh,
So I think that if anyone's going to shut down the Reds, it'd be Luis Castillo. No, Luis Severino. What am I talking about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks.
He can't hold the Reds bias for too long.
Yeah.
He can't control himself.
The only one that can shut down the Reds is the Reds. That's.
oh boy!
All right, now I'm going to pass it over to Josh for it's over/under.
I'm going to be giving you guys record predictions. You're going to say whether you think the team will get over or under that amount. So we're going to start in New York. We're going to go with the Mets, 31.5 wins. I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over as well.
Well, considering I had them winning the World Series, I don't think they're making the World
That's
Series
bold. That's bold.
at less than 31.5 games. So I definitely think they're over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with over here.
Next, we're going to move up to Boston, Northeast. We've got the Red Sox, 29.5 wins. As much as it hurts me to say this, I'm going to go under with the Red Sox. Without Sale and obviously Mookie Betts, I don't think they can get over 27. I'd probably say 25, 24, maybe
Yeah,
23
I'm
for the
gonna
wins.
go under too. I don't see the Red Sox doing much this year. With Chris Sale out and Mookie Betts gone, as Josh said, I don't see him producing much, and I see their pitching staff is subpar.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Chris Sale missing out on the season is going to hurt a lot, and there's just not enough offense to make up for the lack of pitching.
I'm actually gonna go with over here. I think they're gonna win 28 games.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
0.5 over.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey,
That's
I
crazy, dude.
I like it.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's that time of the episode, the joke of the week, where I tell a joke at a random point.
I'm
This
excited.
week's-
Let's go.
Okay, yes. What happens when a baseball player loses his vision?
What?
I don't know.
Not
He
sure.
gets hit.
He becomes an umpire.
The jokes continue to improve.
That was
This is
good.
That one's straight for the head.
This is
Straight
that
to
was-
the head.
this is
I'm sorry
good.
if there's any umpires out there. I assume you're good umpires. all umpires aren't bad, but the ones that are bad, the ones that are bad are bad.
Well, I guess Angel Hernandez could be an exception to that. Angel Hernandez,
Yeah.
and maybe even Jim Joyce.
Yeah, and Joe West.
Joe.
Joe West.
Joe West. All right, back to the segment here. We're gonna go with the Dodgers, 39.5 wins. I'm going to go over. The addition of Mookie Betts, I think, puts them over the top here. They'll be dangerous in the postseason. I'm going to say maybe 44 to 45 wins in a 60-game season for the Dodgers here.
I'm going over. I'm going over as well. I see the Dodgers with the capability to get hot and score runs and obviously not give up a lot of runs because that's the game of baseball. They have a great pitching staff. And they went 51-9 a few years ago, I believe, in a 60-game stretch, and I see them winning about 40, 45 games here.
Yep.
Yeah, the Dodgers over again. One of the best teams in baseball. Going to be one of the best teams in baseball this year, and I think.
But not better than the Mets. Not better than the Mets.
Well, maybe a better record than the Mets, just not in the postseason.
Yeah, they're going to beat them. I'm also going to go with over. I think they're going to win like 41, 42 games. They're pretty hard to beat.
Next, we got the Twins at 36.5. I'm going to go over for Minnesota. This team can flat out hit the ball. If Nelson Cruz can continue to hit bombs, I definitely think they'll be over 36.
I'm going to go over, too. I originally was thinking under, but with the addition of Ryu from the Dodgers, I think that now they have some solid
What are you
pitching.
talking about?
Minnesota?
Ryu is not on the.
Oh, he's on the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
He's
I
talking
thought
about
Ryu
Ryu,
was
and
on the-
he's not on the Twins.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, guys.
Lack of
So,
knowledge.
are you
here.
going to keep you going to change? Or?
Yeah, they can hit over.
I have the Twins under. I mean, just
Really?
crazy
Yeah.
offense. It's a matter of if Barrios and Odorizzi can step up and not be as inconsistent as they may have been last year.
Yeah, I'm also going to go under with Blake here. But I don't know. I think they'll win 35, 34 games maybe.
Yeah, really close on that border there.
Oh, yeah. Always.
And finally, we're going to go up to Canada for the Blue Jays at 24.5. I'm actually going to go over here. I think their young talent can put them over, and I'm really excited to watch this team play. A lot of young stars, and they got the future of the league over there, I think.
Now I can talk about Ryu because it's the Blue
He's
Jays.
on the Blue Jays.
There you go.
Yes.
He is on the Blue Jays. I think they'll go over with that key addition and some young talent that I think will really shine this year.
All right, I have the Blue Jays going over. I just can't have a team with so much young talent having that bad of a record. And the big addition of Ryu, who was a top pitcher for the front half of the season last year. I see that team maybe not being one of the best records, but definitely not being one of the worst.
I'm going to go with over. I think they're going to surprise us and win 34, 35 games.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know it's a
Holy.
lot, but I
Jeez.
think
How many did you say the Twins were going to win? Do you
The
remember?
same.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said about
That's crazy.
30.
even
4,
with
35 for the
playing
Twins.
their my.
And
Even with playing the Rays and
yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
oh my
but
goodness.
The Rays are next up. So
Wow.
who knows?
That's bold, but I do like it. I'm excited to watch the Blue Jays. Alrighty, that wraps up over under. After the break, we got 2 more segments left for you guys. On This Day in Sports, and of course, Douglas's Hot Take. Before I give the floor to Matt for his hot take, on this day in sports, July 9th, 1914, the Boston Red Sox purchased the contract to a young Babe Ruth from the minor league Baltimore Orioles. Little did they know, Babe Ruth. We were not alive back then, but little did they know, Babe Ruth would become a legend.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Josh.
Wow.
Now, welcome.
It's exciting stuff.
Welcome to Douglas's Hot Take, where I pick an unpopular sports opinion and we discuss it. This week's hot take is that the Florida Gators will make the college football playoff.
It is a hot take for sure, but I'm going to have to agree with you here, Matt.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Matt. I mean, they got a tough schedule.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't have a tough schedule.
They have
They
two losses. They have
They get LSU at home, and besides
Yeah,
that,
yeah, they
the
have-
really only challenging game is Tennessee on the road.
They
That's
all-
it.
Georgia.
They got
Oh,
Georgia.
sorry, I forgot to mention Georgia.
I mean, those are two most likely losses.
Their 3 hardest games of the season are against LSU, Georgia, and Kentucky.
Yeah. I
But-
feel
LSU's,
than that, their
LSU's at
season's a
home,
cakewalk,
and
yeah.
then LSU's at home, Georgia's at a neutral site, and Kentucky's at home.
Yeah.
like they're gonna lose to LSU, beat Georgia.
LSU is losing
They're
a
going
lot
to
of
beat
talent.
Georgia.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
LSU is losing a lot of
But-
talent. I don't think they can replace and do what they did last year.
I feel like Kentucky might shock them this year
No.
after last
I
year's
would
loss.
like that.
Yeah, you'd like to see that, but
personally, I would be a big fan of that. But I mean, it wouldn't be good for the hot take.
If Kyle Trask can continue to improve, Matt said earlier off the air, Kyle Trask is elite.
Kyle Trask is an elite quarterback,
He
and
is.
the Florida kind of stumbled upon him when Felipe Franks got injured against Kentucky when they were up, I believe, 14-0 in the second half, or 21-0.
If Frank stayed in that game, I definitely think it would have been an upset for the Cats. But
It would have been everything with Florida would have been a lot different, and with Kyle Trask now, who has became an elite quarterback, I see Florida as having a leader now.
yeah, go ahead.
I just don't see Kyle Trask being that great of a quarterback that he's going to be able to carry a team all the way to the playoffs. I mean, I just don't see that happening.
They really lost a few pieces on defense. They lost their best cornerback, C.J. Henderson, but the recruits they brought in as well as the rest of the secondary was great last year. But yeah, a lot of Florida's success came from their offense last year. They finished at sixth in the nation at the end of the year. So I definitely think Kyle Trask is going to improve, and I can see them honestly getting a spot in the playoff if they can get to that SEC championship and pull out a victory.
I just don't see that happening when they play two teams that are favorites to make the playoffs in LSU and Georgia.
I wouldn't say LSU is a favorite to make the playoff.
I mean, coming off a national championship, you're going to be a favorite to make the playoffs.
Well, obviously, but I mean,
they lost players.
No,
obviously,
they
Their
lost
star quarterback. They lost
over 80% of their production.
Yeah.
okay,
which is
when
crazy.
you win the championship,
No,
you are a favorite the next year.
I understand that, but when it actually comes to the game, I definitely think Florida has the advantage.
I don't see them winning that game.
And Georgia, they brought in a new QB, first time without Jake Fromm in 3 years.
A
I wouldn't say stud. No, an above-average quarterback. I wouldn't say stud.
Well, because he's a freshman or sophomore.
Jamie Newman? No, he's not. He's a graduate transfer from Georgia Tech.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You learn something new every day. Jamie Newman from Georgia Tech.
Before the hot take started, Blake said he was going to make us look like idiots, talking about the O-line, and now Blake has made himself look like an idiot.
Talking about O-line, Florida does have one of it was ranked the number 4 offensive line in college football, so that's just another plus to it.
But what?
You can go.
Go. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
It's nothing too exciting
Nothing
about.
big.
Well, let's hear it.
But Trask, what if he gets hurt?
Oh well, Emory
he's
Jones.
gonna get.
He's not gonna get hurt. He won't get hurt.
I feel like he might.
That's a bold statement.
You're assuming he's gonna get hurt?
He's just not.
Yeah.
Are you assuming he's gonna get hurt?
Well, you're
though?
assuming that he's not.
Well, I'm just.
That's most likely.
I think he might get injured, and
that's so weird.
and he'll be out
That's such a weird thing to predict.
But he'll be out like a couple games.
Okay,
like
and
one or two
I
games.
predict Jamie
And then they're
Newman.
gonna
I
lose.
predict Jamie Newman will get hurt.
I predict the whole Florida team
if
will
he
get
gets-
hurt and we'll have to play
Well,
second.
if
You can't really
if Kyle
predict
Trask gets
injuries.
injured, as long as it's not against LSU, Georgia, Kentucky, or
LSU.
LSU or Georgia really trying to compete with Florida this year,
What?
or not competing, but like
in the SEC championship.
Yeah, in the SEC championship.
If Florida gets there, I think they're gonna pull away with
I
the
think
victory.
they're going to be.
I think the only real threat is Georgia. That's in my opinion.
I see Florida playing with a spark this year. I see him really coming out hungry again,
What if-
especially
wait.
against LSU.
What if no fans are allowed in the stadiums and
Oh yeah.
and they play at home against Kentucky and LSU and Georgia?
I still think it's an advantage.
I'm not going to say anything.
What's
about
the advantage
Kentucky
of playing
game,
at-
there's just
with
no
no
there's just no
fans?
disadvantage. That's what it is.
but yeah, I mean
I-
everything you said, I like.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna make it to the SEC championship, and they're gonna lose to either LSU or Alabama. I don't know which one, but I feel like they'll end up being fifth.
Because Kyle Trask will be injured. Yes.
No, not
Kyle
then.
Trask
Not
gonna
then.
get hurt.
And then they'll be fifth when they like make up the playoff.
Well,
But
they're
I
not
feel
going
like
to be
I feel
fifth
like they're gonna be
after losing the.
They're gonna
SEC
get screwed
championship.
and just not make it.
Really?
Kind of like Ohio State.
I
a
don't
couple
even
years
think I
ago.
don't even think they'll make the SEC championship because I think it'll be Georgia Bama.
And they will be in the college football playoff.
They will be
They
in the
will
college
not.
football
I think
playoffs.
they'll be top 10
They
though.
won't.
They will.
Okay,
They will.
cool.
They
Oh,
will,
they'll
they
for sure
will.
be
Awesome.
top 10.
All
Near-
right.
enough.
near the
All
seventh
right,
place
wrap it up,
spot.
Matt. Here we go.
Enough of your silly arguments. That wraps up episode
Come back to
7.
me. Come back to me
Blake,
at the
stop.
end
Okay, Blake, we're done.
of
We're
the
done.
season.
Hey,
And
we're done.
That
Wrap
wraps
it
up episode 7 of the Fourth Inning Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you tune in next week. And remember to get 4% better every day.
See ya.